do. So like I can make, on my Cricut iPad, I can make text bold, but on my Cricut laptop version, I can't make text bold. I have to go into a different software to do that, which is a faff and I can't be bothered to do. But on my laptop version, I can make text curved, but on my iPad version, I can't. So, Cricut, you need to get that sorted. So I don't need that. Get that piece out of there. I'll probably use that in another. I don't know why there would be on a sleigh on a green hill though. So not sure. Well, I'll paint it or something when I've got more time. I'll be able to paint it. So that's going to go in there. Yeah, don't put it in yet, Dave. Oh, you need the moon in first, don't you? So I need to. This is what I wanted to do. It didn't cut properly, so I just wanted to soften these edges off and get a bit of sandpapery going. So, life and crafting is not a dress rehearsal. You just have to go with it. So, just going to file back some of the fluffy bits of the back. It's the backing paper just as kind of like bleeding over the edge. But I also want to just yellow the very edge of it, just to kind of give it that soft kind of glow, like it's the moon. The moon. I don't know why to tell you like that. The moon. I had to tell you like that because I did. All right. That's why. Because I did. So, rub that off there. I just think it kind of makes it a bit more three-dimensional to have a little bit of a glow to it, because the moon has a bit of a glow, doesn't it? So yeah, sorry, I was listening to the rhythmic cutting. Sometimes that Cricut makes some like really like cool noises that I really like get into. Like, I love the sound of a ticking clock. So sometimes it builds like a bit of a rhythm going. If you don't like ticking clocks, you'd hate my living room. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 11 clocks, not all of which tick. Some of them are on like appliance because it's a living room stroke kitchen living area thing. So it's I might want to bleed that in a little bit more. I might use a bit of a brush or all of a brush to do that. Let's just make sure this hasn't any colour on it. It might have a bit of colour on it. It's now on my hand, but bleed that in a bit. Just soften that edge so it's not quite as harsh. Yeah, oh, I like that. I like the kind of a bit undulaty. Don't overdo it. Don't over-egg the pudding, Dave. You know what you like. Sometimes you can over-egg it. So, no idea what I was just saying. That's it. I've got the bit that I wanted. You're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yep. Like I say, you didn't tune in for the singing. I'm just going to clean my mat because I've now got that yellow splodgy bit. And where is my cleaner? That's all forever. Catch me if I fall. It was like a bit like what was it? What's the nobody puts baby in the corner. Dirty Dancing. It was a bit like that moment. I had to catch something. I am not catching a person. If they come running at me, then they are, you know, I'll be either running away or or they'll if they leap into the air before they realise I've run off, they're going to have a very tough landing. So anyway, making myself laugh again. Oh, fold it the wrong way, Dave. It's always a good idea. You do that wrong. You carry on with your wrongness. So that's that. That's that. The front. Yeah, I'm. Oh no. Not that, is it? Oh no, I've cut the wrong one. Oh, you idiot child. It's because I'm talking to you guys. I'm blaming you anyway. So whether you like it or not, I'm blaming you, idiot child. And I know people. You know what frustrates me when people say it's only a piece of card. Yeah, well, it might only be a piece of card, but you don't have to pay £30 for a pack to be able to replace it. So, oh well, I've got lots of components cut ready for the next time that I make this. So, and it's I've been going on. Wow, I've been going on for it's going to be over an hour's video, guys. I might split this into 2 halves, and you know. Or I might not make you suffer the whole thing. Might have sped up a little bit while I was talking about nothing. Who knows? That seems to be the vogue these days, is speed it up. So you guys don't have to listen to us guys ramble on about nothing. I guess that's why. I'll be able to use these things. Let's just take this off. Not cut it off, Dave. Don't cut it off, Dave. Cut it off. No, don't cut it off. Pop that over there. It's like getting your cookies off the baking tray. Well, as far as I'm aware, I don't know. I haven't made cookies for ages. I used to make Caramac. That's another thing that was made by... Who was that made by? Was that Nestle? No, it wasn't. It wasn't always Nestle. I think it was Roundtree. Roundtree's Caramac, or it might have been Terry. No, it's Roundtree's Caramac. Oh, Macintosh Caramac. I don't know. Anyway, Macintosh was another confectionery company, UK based. You've had UK Confectionery 101 tonight. Not that you wanted to know. Although I find it fascinating. I like, like the things that you eat every day aren't the things that other people eat in different countries every day. And even the people that share very similar cultures to you don't eat the same things. So, if I have, I don't know, for instance, yesterday I had a Twix. Well, I know that Twix is available, I think it's available in America, but they do different flavours. And I also know that a Mars bar in America is different to a Mars bar in the UK. And I know that in Australia there is I think it's a chocolate bar called Cherry Ripe. I love them. And yeah, so even things like chocolate bars, candy bars, they're different. So you guys are going to get me so into trouble. I've just cut another mat that still isn't a right thing. That's because I wasn't paying attention. Would I be able to get... Oh, I might be able to salvage. Hang on, folks. Right, I just need to think for a minute. You're going to have to talk amongst yourselves. So, I've got that one that's in white that I don't need because I've got that one in white. And I've got the furthest one in blue. So I want this one that's currently in blue in this white. Yes, that makes sense. So that needs to be, so whereabouts is that? So it's that one, is this mat. Whereabouts does that come in? Let's cancel that. Sorry, you're going to have to listen to me talking for 2 minutes. It might be more than 2 minutes. Whereabouts does that come on a mat? Bit of paper. That stops about at the 6 mark. 6. That's just under 6, isn't it? Do I dare risk it? No, Dave, don't risk it. Don't risk it. It's part of the element of design, so of the design. Sorry, not risking it is not part of the design, but I want the design to look right. So, you know, when he said at the start, "Oh, it's all right. I've made this loads of times." Well, I have, but I've not made this loads of times whilst talking to people about something else. So it clearly shows that my brain is not capable of multitasking, and it's not a man thing either. I will just have to say about multitasking, you might be able to multitask. So if I'm doing 2 jobs and I have 1 brain, my brain can do 1 job with 100% of its brain capacity. You know, not one, the 100 of its thinking brain capacity. If I'm doing 2 things, then I still have the same amount of brain. My brain does not get bigger. But what you're then doing is splitting it into 50% each. And 3 jobs, 33.3333 recurring percent. 4 jobs, 25%. 5 jobs, 20%, and so on. So that means that you never give 100% to those things that you do when you are multitasking. So there you go. That's the reason why my brain doesn't multitask, because I like to get things not perfect, but as perfect as I can make them. So that's my lecture over. Well, I used to say that in any classes I was teaching, is not. It's one of the worst things for putting yourself into pressure, is thinking you can do all of these things and all do them at the same time. Do 1 job and move on. 1 job, move on. 1 job, move on. Do not try to do everything at the same time. That's one of those surefire ways for you to lose confidence. Because then what happens is you are self-critical of yourself. Self-critical of yourself, because you wouldn't be self-critical of somebody else, would you? You are critical of yourself is what I meant. And that's no good for you. So, lecture over anyway. I did say I was not going to lecture you, so you didn't tune in for my lecturing, did you? So that's that. So that's that. That's that. Hopefully we'll have cut the right piece now, Dave. I'll have that for another project, and that one for another project. And these 2, yes, I know I've got 2 lots of trees. That's supposed to happen. Let's do that while I think I might be able to glue and talk. It's just to give it a bit more rigidity. Shut up, Dave. I think I said in a previous video, the reason why I say shut up, Dave, is not as a way to be unkind to myself. It's just a way to stop my it helps me stop my brain from just spiraling and going off on tangents and things. It's a bit like, it's a bit grounding. It grounds my brain again and says, look, back in the real world. So some people have been a bit like, oh, don't say things like that. You should let yourself be free to say whatever. And I usually am. Just sometimes I annoy my own head, so I have to kind of say it out loud to kind of, it's like a verbal break. Shut up, Dave. So yes. Oh, and talking of people speaking out loud and saying things to people in public. What is that all about? Deliberately going out of your way, going up to people to say unkind things to them, or to say things that disempower people. So for instance, the other day, I was in a supermarket, and I was wearing my mask, and I have what's called a sunflower lanyard. So it's it shows, it's a way of highlighting the fact that I have a invisible disability. So it just shows that, to the staff, that I might need a bit of extra help, or you might need to be a bit more patient with me, or whatever. And it's been a well-received little project that, I think some father set up because of the issues his son had. Don't quote me. Anyway, it's been really good, well received, etc. So I had somebody come up to me the other day who was also a sunflower lanyard wearer. Now, I wear a mask, not because I have to, but because I choose to. Because if you wear a sunflower lanyard, some people are exempt. They don't have to wear them because they can't wear them. And this woman chose to come up to me and say that I was a disgrace. I was a disgrace. People in glass houses, I am the disgrace, am I lovely? For wearing a mask and having an invisible disability. So I should have chosen not to wear a mask. Now I choose to wear a mask to keep other people safe, not to keep myself safe. Because I am selfless like that. Yes, I have asthma. Yes, I am autistic. Yes, I technically don't have to wear a mask, but I choose to. And therefore, you shouldn't have the right to come up to me and tell me I am a disgrace for wearing a mask. If you didn't like me wearing a mask, then that's fine. I'm not making you wear yours. That's entirely up to you. And sometimes I don't wear it. Sometimes I'm in a supermarket and I get so out of breath or short of breath, or, because my asthma, etc. And I don't wear it. But other times I do. But I do not want people telling me what I should and shouldn't do. You are not my mama, as Nick the Booksmith would say. She is not my mama. Well, she's not my mum if you live in the UK. Anyway, shut up, Dave. Just wanted to say that out loud because it really annoyed me. It annoyed me that she had the audacity, is the word, the audacity to say that to me. I love that word, audacity. So, who does she think she is? Who do you think you are? Oh, gosh. Singing like that. Who do you think you are? So yeah, just, a few people, they're doing things that you don't like. If they're risking other people's lives, then, maybe you choose to say something. But I'm not risking anybody's life by wearing a mask. I'm actually doing something good for the rest of the community. And I choose to be selfless in that action. And that's not saying that, if you do wear, if you don't wear a mask and you have a sunflower lanyard, that you are doing something wrong. That's just that I have free will and I choose to wear one. And that's it. And I will say no more on the subject, as long as that woman says no more on the subject either. If I see her again, I'd like to say to yourself, I would like to say to you, I would say something to her, but I won't. So that's an empty threat, isn't it? No, I wouldn't say anything to her. It doesn't matter what people have said to me. I won't say. I'm a big two wrongs don't make a right type. person, and I know that makes me sound a bit soft, or I'm a bit weak. I'm not feeble-minded. I might be a bit weak, but that's just because I'm not causing trouble. I don't want to cause anybody trouble. Anyway, I took so long to stick that because I was gluing and talking that the glue dried out on this side, so I'm just having to do a bit of remedial repair. Just get the bits that I can lined up, and if they don't line up hugely, I'm not worried too much, because it gives that kind of effect of almost like a drop shadow. It gives it a bit more dimensional, multi-dimensional. Do, do, do. The Twilight Zone. So I'm just going to do my rollery thing. Try and make a bit of contact. I'm not going to go swiftly backwards and forwards, otherwise it will roll up and tangle. But just giving it a bit of a light press. That's going to go on there. So, oh yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, exciting. Just need to have a look at the picture again, because it's a bit like trying to build a jigsaw without looking at the picture. That's not always the easiest thing to do. Okay, so what else do I need to put on the front? So I need to layer this up. So I think I've got two in the same colour to use. I did. Oh, and that's the reason for that is I cut something else, didn't I? Don't need that layer at the minute. I can layer this up though. So this is going on here. And there, like that, yep. So let's try and do this without the glue drying, Dave. No idea whether I'm still recording. In fact, this is the easiest way I find to put. This is a little technique. You might have seen other people do this, but it's probably not the best technique to do if you've got hairy hands. But this is one of the easiest techniques I find for getting glue on those intricate little areas. Just put a bit of glue on the back of your hand and dab it in there. And that way then you're not trying to delicately pipe glue on. Oh, the edge on that is just a bit fluffy. There we go. Happy now. Pop that on there. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Stopped talking, concentrating. You can tell when I'm concentrating. I'm either not talking or I'm up to something. People think I'm up to something. I'm going to stop talking, you see. There we go. That's that on there. I will gem it up, and I'm not a big fan of gems either, but I do. You do what you do, and I'll do what voodoo. Nothing to do with voodoo, just as say. And I might get another thing that I don't have to hand. I don't know whether this is the right colour brush. I don't know where the other one is. Oh, the blue one's over there. Right. Just bear with me a second. I'm going elsewhere again. Get round the table and do it over here. See which one I want. Has this got any colour on it? Have a look on the desk. No, it hasn't. So I'm just using one of these brushes, and I'm just going to very gently. Dave, you say these things. Say these things to make us laugh. You're very gently going to do what? You very gently? I don't believe it. No, I don't either. Just going to gently introduce a little bit of colour. I need to check that I've got the colour in the first place. I don't know whether this pad has dried up. We'll soon find out, won't we? You don't need the musical interlude, do you? I just want a piece of paper, Dave. Just a piece of copy paper. Get a piece of copy paper. Yeah, a piece of copy paper. That's all I really need is just a piece of copy paper. So I need to check and see if I've got any colour on this. I so rarely use this tumbled glass. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Oh no, it's not. It's not dried up. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to introduce a little bit of colour just on this top edge. You might think, oh, there's nothing coming off on there, but trust me, there is. You want to make sure you get. Now that most of that tree is going to get covered up, but I'm just going to do the very tips. And I think the introduction of a little bit of blue just helps to make it look a little bit more icy. And I want to just bring it in just from the edge. So you see, I am teaching you something now. Whether you want to know or not, I don't know. And it just gives the very slightest hint. You can just see the outline there, and hopefully you can see now against a bit of white that we've got this very light colour of blue, and I think it just makes it look a little bit more snowy. A little bit of blue just helps to make it look. Don't go over the top because it'll just look like, you know, you're in Smurfland. So is there I don't know what Smurf is. There a Smurfland? I don't know where the Smurfs live. So I don't know where to put that brush, so that brush has just gone off camera. That'll have to do. So this has got a layer that goes on top of it. So it kind of just sits on like that. So you don't really see a lot of that white that I've just glued, but you might see enough. Glued, not glued. Blued, not glued. Blued, not glued. Not nude either. I haven't nude. There's nothing nude. It's blued, not glued. Shut up, Dave. So again, that little technique, terrible for hairy hands. I'll be like epilating later when I peel that off. So that just fits in with there. That goes on there. Sorry if my bald head has just moved into shot. I just need to be able to get into frame enough. Into the right position so I can frame it up. I don't want to get into frame. That's not what I wanted. So there you go. So that's that. That's another bit. And then we've got another thing for these here. So these also have a. Now I'm not worried about the blue on this. Dave, you've got all that glue on the back of your hand, and yet you're fiddling again. Because I've forgotten what I'm doing. Good technique though. Not if you don't like. I've got a few people that I know that don't like being sticky. And if you don't like being sticky, it's not the answer for you. That just lines up like that. Try and line that little edge up there. That little edge. It's not a little edge. It's a little curve, not just an edge. A wisp of something on there. A bit of dried glue, I think that was. And then we've got this. So that's the background. So we'll get should we put the panels on first? Let's put the panels on first, Dave. I'll get the background. Oh, we need the background as well. So we can. Where did I put the moon? What have I done with the moon? Nobody move. That's not the moon. Well, it's not the moon I was going to use. Where's the moon? Is it on the floor? Oh, no. Where is it? That's not the moon. Oh, it's there. It had gone AWOL. So, the moon is just going to go in here. So, I'll stick that on now. Get rid of that little bit nuggin of paper. Pop that on there. All the way around. Now, the reason why I can normally talk and do stuff is because I'm normally prepped and making it so that I don't have to think on camera. But today I'm just doing, I'm only doing like it would happen if you were here with me. So you've been let into my little world of life in the crafting world with Dave. So that's going to go in there. Yeah, I'm happy. Put this down. Now, go around the edge, just make sure it sits in nicely. That top edge I like, because that's the bit that you like to catch with your finger and then you peel it up. The edges, the side edges, you're not going to see, they're really going to be inside the box frame. I don't know why, I feel like I'm having to talk you through it, but you're not making it, so like you don't you don't need me to talk you through it. So it's my teacher instinct. I feel like I have to tell you everything that I'm doing. I'm just putting my socks on. I in fact I do say that. I'm just putting my socks on, Worcester. I'm just going to put my trousers on and then we'll go for a walk. So I tell him all the time what I'm doing. Well, I think I've just mentioned his name and I can hear him plodding now. He's now thinking, he called me. Did he call me? Does he want me up there? Should I go upstairs? I don't know whether he's upstairs. Actually, he might be already upstairs. He might be lying on the bed. So, right, so the top edge marries up nicely. And the bottom edge it doesn't need to because you don't see it. So that's in there. Just get in there with me little roller. That's the only problem is you get flaky, dry. It's not skin. It looks like dried skin, but it isn't. It's flaky bits of glue that come off your hand after you've been using that technique. So there you go. It goes everywhere. So that's in there. That's fine. That's all glued in nicely. Let's put these panels on. So this panel is for the back that I will then attach like a little note journal card to, but I'll put that on later. Put this on the side. There's the other one of them. Nope, it's not under my mat. Jiminy Cricket. Oh dear, what's that? Panic over. Found it, guys. You know what I'm like. Nearly blamed you guys. You know that's standard. If you're crafting along with me, you know that I'm going to blame you guys for it. Putting this round here. Just taking care for the edge, really, and not too much around these holes, because otherwise, if you have too much glue around those holes, when you press it down, it all oozes through. So I'd rather have less than I need than more than I need in the gluing department. In money, not so much. I'd rather have more than I need than less than I need. But thus far, I've not had that struggle having more than I need. Put that on there. And what I'm going going to do is just flatten this down so I can put this on here. A nice border to it. Yep, I like that. And then put this one on this side. So, I'm not sure whether I'm going to use as much bling. The last one I made was more blingy. I might put a photo in the editing so you can see it. You can see it lit up as well. You can only use these with they light up. They don't light up themselves. Obviously, you have to put a tea light underneath, but you can only use a battery operated one for obvious reasons. It being cardboard, you know. I'm sure there are some people out there who would be like, "Oh, tea light! Oh, I can use a tea light," and then like wonder why it's caught fire and now I stood outside on Christmas Day with the fire brigade there. Please don't let that happen. Please don't leave lights unattended. Please, 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 please. I know that like these days things are so safe. There's LEDs and all sorts of things, but don't run the risk of, you don't want your house burning down on Christmas Day. You don't want it burning down any day, really, but Christmas Day would be the worst day, I think, or any time over the Christmas season. So just be careful. I'm a bit of I like turning things off. Bit of one of them people. I'm one of those people that I have to just check that everything's switched off and double check that things are switched off, or can't go away unless I've checked about 15 times that it's all been switched off. So, don't be outside in the car running the engine thinking that that's going to speed me up, because it isn't. So that doesn't speed me up getting ready either, so you've been warned. That's the other exciting thing I was going to tell you, besides getting my wheel sorted, which I know that you were very excited about, getting a new tyre. But I've got a date on Saturday. An actual date with an actual human being. So, it's just a fella I've been talking to for a while. He seems alright, doesn't seem like axe murdery. Although, when people say, he doesn't seem like an axe murderer. He didn't say he was an axe murderer. Well, don't think they really tell you, do they? Oh, by the way, I'm an axe murderer. Is that okay? What do you do for a living? I murder. But he doesn't seem like an axe murderer. So, and he's, done the vetting stuff of talking to him for a while, making sure that he's genuine. Does he say, when he says he's got a Facebook profile, does he actually have a Facebook profile? Is it his Facebook profile? Do the pictures look like him? We're meeting in a public place, so we'll probably be socially distancing anyway, so hopefully that's glued in now. Yep. And then we're going to glue this bit on. Should I do this one first or that one? I'll do this one first. And that's going to glue to this edge, so let's turn it over. So yeah, we're going to meet publicly. We're going to meet in Leeds. He's never been to Leeds. He lives in Stoke, I believe. It's the other side of the Pennines, really. So, but we live in a small world. So, and it's only a date. It's not like I'm not expecting anything. It's just a date. It's nice to have somebody interested enough to want to meet me. So he'll soon be scared off because, once he's met me, people are going to say, "Is he your type?" I don't really have a type. I like interesting people that have got something to say. That's my type. I like guys that are, you know, prepared to have a conversation, not just, you know, conversation with your clothes on is more important. Being able to have a conversation with somebody. At the end of the day, it's more important that you get on with somebody. Like, you know, physically get on with somebody rather than just sexually get on with somebody. I think personally, that's for me. It's more important. So, although don't get me wrong, the other is fantastic, but we won't go any further. We'll leave it there. And this sticks to the front here. Yes, it do. And I will do thus. So I'm going to glue it down here. I'm just going to put a bit of glue, which I know you're not going to see this bit. So I can confidently glue on that bit. You just need to be mindful of not going too far up, otherwise you'll see the glue. So again, I don't know what's with the teaching, Dave. They don't want to know. Just going to smooth that glue out because I think it makes a better adhesion. Smoothed out a bit. You don't have big blobs of it in places that doesn't stick, and then other bits that do stick too quick. Stick too quick? It did stick too quick. It did. Try and line it up with this edge here. So, yeah, it's a date. I'm going on a date. Who knew? 51 on a date. I haven't been on a date for 4 years. So the last one I think was at Christmas as well. So it must be the thing. I have dates at Christmas. There we go. I'm liking that. I think that looks nice. It's not finished, but it looks nice. This needs to go on. Oh no, let's put the trees on first. It's in the trees. It's coming. So this is when I don't want to get too over gluey. So if I go up this line here and up this line here, that should be fine. So this, yeah, these two pieces were only glued together, so it gives you a bit more rigidity. I said that, didn't I? Because I remember saying rigidity and saying that I liked the word rigidity. So, at least I think that's what I said. I hope so. Otherwise, I'm now starting to make things up. So, oh, I haven't had my blood tests. You know, I said I was having blood tests. I haven't had them yet. Not until Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. I am having blood tests on Christmas Eve. It's a great way to spend Christmas, isn't it? in the hospital, waiting for your blood tests. Oh, actually, no, I'm seeing the asthma nurse on Christmas Eve as well. So, because this asthma that I've got left over from having COVID makes me wheeze like really badly. So, and I have a bit of coughing fits, and I mainly wheeze at night. And it's like it can be raspy, but it can also just be very squeaky. So I sound like I've swallowed like a pea whistle. So, sorry, I'm just going to concentrate. So I just want to pop that. There's a little score cut hole which tells you where to line it up to, and I just want to get them in the little score marks where it just tells you where to glue it to. So I'm just going to stick that down there and there. Give it a bit of a squeeze just to get it nicely bonded, and we'll do the same on that side. Bit of a squeeze. Give it a squeeze. Never know, might get one on Saturday. Not expecting much. There we go. He's a really nice guy, so all that makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it? So that's the one I don't need. That's too small. That's the one I do need. So that goes on there, and that covers up the bases of those branches. So I'll put that on. And then what I'll do is the smaller one that I've cut out in the same colour, I will cut out in maybe that green behind, and I'll get my Cricut to write, because my writing's terrible. I'll get Cricut to write "Happy Birthday, Auntie Mary" on it. Happy birthday, no. Don't put "Happy Birthday, Auntie Mary" on it, because that's not what it's for. Merry Christmas, Auntie Mary is what I wanted to put on it. Don't put... Please don't have that in your head when you're doing it, Dave, because you'll be cutting. That's what you will be putting. It is a birthday in January, so you can always say it's a fusion card. So just stick that on there, and then the other thing to do is put this on. So could have gone horribly wrong, couldn't it? That's just going to go on there. So I'm just going to go whee, like that. You don't have to make the sound effects. That's entirely up to you. So do that. Try and get that somewhat centered. Not overly worried about it. And just hold it in place. In fact, I might just make sure, because I've just moved it. Yes. Just hold it up a little bit and see if I can peg it in place for now. Pegs, brilliant. They're fantastic. I use pegs all the time for this kind of thing. Just get rid of this glue. So quite like this peeling it off, except for when it gets to the hairy bit. There we go. Get rid of that glue. So that's that, and then we're going to bling it, and then we'll be done. So yes, don't put "Happy Birthday, Auntie Mary" on it. It's a Christmas card, Dave. You can make her a birthday card at a later date. So let's get me bling box out now. I did say I'm not a big fan of bling, so I don't have a huge amount. And I did have to go out and specifically buy some, which I wasn't overly impressed with, because I won't use it the rest of the year. I might put a few twinkles of just a few smaller bling. Oh, I might do if I can actually get them. Well, it's not just getting them off the thing, which I usually use my craft knife to get them off. It's manhandling them. Then is once you've taken them off, you then have to watch where you put them. So I'm going to put one there, because what happens is my big thumb gets in the way, and then I can't see whether it's still there or it's stuck to my thumb, if you see what I mean. And my fingers aren't delicate enough. They're delicate enough for me, but not for the task in hand. Glue that bit down just to hold it firmer. So I'll put that in there. I also sometimes think people overdo bling. I don't mind a little bit. It's like they overdo flowers and things. Oh, talking of overdoing flowers, honestly, I once dated somebody who had obviously a man, obviously, like it was obvious, but it is obvious, who had a bedroom that was so. I mean, it was back in the 90s, so I guess it was acceptable for the time, but it wasn't acceptable for me because I was never really that kind of a person. But he had decorated his bedroom with the same wallpaper and the same what was I going to say? The same curtains. So the matching wallpaper, matching curtains, matching duvet cover, matching valance on his bed. The rug had a very similar pattern to it. Honestly, it was like some kind of nightmare. And I might be being a bit judgy. I nearly put that in the wrong place then, didn't I? Nearly, but I didn't. But I couldn't live like that. I don't know whether he had pajamas to go with it, but like it'd have been lost in it if he'd got pajamas with it. So I'm not a matchy type person like that. I'm trying. Oh, I'll put that one there. Oh, do I want a big one? That no. You're only trying to just give a bit of a zhuzh. So yeah, not big matchy. It's like I like to wear a shirt with a bow tie. That I've got lots of bow ties that match and coordinate well with the shirts that I've got, but I'd rather wear one that didn't coordinate because it just, I don't know, makes more of a statement. People notice it more if it's a bit different, it's a bit outlandish, or people can think, did he get dressed in the dark? No, I chose to look like this. But so yes, you don't want, honestly, that bedroom. It still gives me nightmares. I'm just feeling it needs something over here, and then I think I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to put one here, just in this heel of that branch, and then one on this other side. You know, if you're going to put bling on, I like it to be. I can't. I'm rubbish at doing random, so it has to be a bit symmetrical. I'd love to be able to do random, but my brain just won't, like, can't do it. I feel it needs something down here as well. Maybe a bigger one. No, I'll keep it to the same size. I'm not confident with the bling, that's my problem. Because I don't use it so often. But I do think some people, there's nobody that comes to mind. Well, maybe there is. None of you guys that watch me. But there are some people who are a bit like, no, leave it now, you've gone too far. I might put one there, and then, when I said up here, I'm going to put one here and then I'm going to leave it. And now you're thinking, yeah, no, he didn't leave it, did he? I'll put that one on there, and then I'm going to leave it there. And then I'm just going to put a big one in the center of the star. And there was one specific style one I was going to get. There's some of these, like, they look like pastels to me. So I'll just... How is it there? One of these. I like the way that glitters. It looks like a big lozenge. That does have a facet on it, and I'd like to try and at least get the facet either square or diamonded on, but that fits nicely on there. Yeah. Don't press it down, Dave, with your knife in the way. And then the other places I want to put some is I'm going to put a couple on the sides. Again, shall I use some of those lozenge type ones? Maybe a smaller one. Now the Aurora just a bit. No, I've got to stick with silver. I've done the others in silver, I'm going to have to stick with silver. I could use some of those, I guess, though. They're Aurora, aren't they? Oh, I guess they're not Aurora. Might use one of them in the middle. Yeah. Oh, those ones that are silly. They're not cut apart. Got a little bit of a ribbon of glue kind of holding them together. So put that one on there, and then put this one on here, and then I've got the other little star to do as well. Where's that? And that's the top bit for it. Where's the base of it? It was in purple. Oh, we've got no chance, have we? Put these back for now. Put those under my desk. The amount of things I just stick under my desk, never to be seen again. Oh, it's there. Found it. There's one of those lozenges stuck to my finger as well. That's not the card I wanted to use. That's the card. It's that slightly iridescent-y, not iridescent, what's it called? Not iridescent, what's it called, Dave? Shiny. That's not the word I wanted to use, but it's got a pearlescent finish. That's the word. It's got a pearlescent finish. So because I wiped it off the back of my hand, I'm just going to put some on. It's not a very big shape either, so I'm not worried about it being too... I don't even know whether this is still running, to be fair. Oh no, we are still going, and I just suddenly thought, bugger, did I press record? And I did. So now we're just going to put this. This looks like it's made up of a whole load of rolling pins. So that goes on there, and that will sit there, but I'm not going to put it on until I'm going to cut one of these in white and get the Cricut to write Merry Christmas, Auntie Mary, on it, or just Merry Christmas, or just Auntie Mary on it, and put that on the top, and then that'll be done. But I'll put a bit of bling on that one as well. All right, I've succumbed to the bling request. Not that you did. I bet some of you were like thinking aloud. Oh, I like that one as well. That's kind of got a bit of black in it as well. Where the heck are they? Let's sing your way to the bottom of the pack. There. It's just a smaller version of the one at the top. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, that one or that one. No, I'm going to go for the smaller one. Don't put the lid on it, Dave, because you're only going to need it open again in a minute. And just take one of these off this. And then stick it on. No, that was a big... No, that is the small one. Same small. Is it? Yes, it is. That was like the hokey cokey of... Is it? In, out, shake it all about. Do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Ahoy! And that's it. So we are done. 2 hours. Oh no, there's that as well. A couple of little splatters that go at the bottom there. I didn't put them on the last card. You know why I didn't put them on the last card? Because I lost them. But I'll leave them on the white bit of the mat and I might find them again. But that's it. So obviously it's not completely finished, but it does have a. Now I wonder if I can do this because it should be stood up. So let me go and turn the light out, the big light, and then we'll turn this out. Hopefully you might be able to see that. So if I stick that there and then turn this light off, there you go, and that's what it looks like. Hopefully it will look like in the night. And that's it. So, well, I don't know what you've made in the last 2 hours. I've made conversation and I've made this, so thank you for being with me while I did it. Thank you for keeping me company, and I hope whatever you've made you like, and if you don't like it, take a step back and reassess. Step away from it, have a look again in the morning, ask a friend. Remember, you're not always the best judge. And accept what your friend says. If your friend says, "Oh, I love it, it's really gorgeous," accept it. And if they critique it, then hopefully it will be constructive, and use it to help you move on. So that's it. Anyway, thanks very much. My name is Dash of Dave. I will love you and leave you. Remember, I love you without exception. Don't you give me a reason not to. And I will see you all very soon. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, day, night, whatever time it is with you. Spread the word of kindness. Spread craft and kindness. And just get more people involved in craft. Make it more diverse. Get young men involved in it. There's so much raw potential talent that could expand and open up so many more doors. Men, women, boys, girls, whoever, people without gender. Get everybody involved in craft, because it's saved my life on many an occasion. So 2 hours of talking, so I'm off. So mwah, mwah, mwah. Take care of yourselves. Big hug, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Love you all. Bye. And now I've got to find the stop again. Let's move that back there, and we'll leave you with that. Bye.